We're going to talk a little fashion now. Bellas Fashionistas. Yeah, it's actually a fashion blog about the empowered Latina whose confidence is shown through her style and fashion. Well, their goal, however, is to empower and educate not only Latinas, but the community as a whole through inspirational stories and life experiences. Here now to tell us more about Bellas Fashionistas is the blog's founder and president, Flericer Bello, right? Is Bello? Hello, welcome.
Bello. Thank you so much for having me this morning.
Wow, I wonder how life must have been for you growing up with a name like Bello. I mean, it's like, it's affirmed, you know? It's affirmed, so it's nice of you to pass it on to, I guess, the next generation and all the ladies visiting your blog. Tell us a little bit about your blog.
So our fashion blog focuses on empowering Latinas. The reason where the creation came was was because I noticed that there weren't or aren't many, I would say, celebrities or any women that have been highlighted to prove and show how they have escalated and grow, I would say, more professionally than anything else, and how that could be an empowerment or a role model, or they could be seen as a role model for our Latino community. So that's why I had discovered this and created it.
So how long has the blog been up?
The blog has been functioning since 2014.
Since 2014, I visited it, and I noticed that you have like women who are established do videos. Your girl Dianari Martinez, she's out there on the field, boy. She works hard that one. Right? So like, oh, there she is again. There she is again. And no, but it's really great what you're capturing. It's great. And while yes, the title itself is a Latino title and it's in Spanish, I can see why it's really about just empowering women. We just happen to be Latina, right?
Absolutely. And what better way to do that through the platform of fashion, correct?
Right. We all love fashion.
We all love fashion.
It's a woman thing.
So the Yanira is one of the editors. She's a journalist herself, and she also has a show in a Dominican channel. But I was able to gather a group of Latinas, not only Latina, but women in general, to be able to focus and bring in from their style and viewpoints to be able to incorporate how we could be able to motivate, and not only motivate, but to be able to encourage, right? We have escalated certain, a level of professionalism that we want to be able to not only highlight those levels of professionalism, but let the youth know that it's not easy, but you could do it.
Well, you know, I think it's important, right? And we're going to start having this conversation, especially being a Latina, that, you know, there's this impression that everything tight is what's fashionable. And you know what? You don't have to wear tight clothes to look fabulous. You really don't. You don't have to wear tight clothes you don't have to show cleavage to be sexy. There's a lot of things that within our particular community, it's kind of like, I mean, I'm not giving up the red lipstick. That's the one thing I'm not giving up. I just want to say that. I'm like, red lipstick, no, that's the one thing I'm not giving up.
You can't give up red lipstick. It's because red brings out the essentialism in women as a whole, even like red polish,
right.
or
I know,
red
everybody's
clothing.
noticing my nails today. Okay.
But I think that what we want to highlight is because I don't think there's that many women that, I mean, let's take, for example, Kim Kardashian and Rihanna, like really. And that's what our youth are looking up to.
I know, it's unfortunate.
It's unfortunate.
It's unfortunate.
But there's more than that. There's these women that have escalated the corporate ladder. There's entrepreneurial women. There's Latina that not only have to show their cleavage to get to where they want, to achieve and escalate, I would say professionally. Right? Because that's what we are seen as, or even, you know, African American women, right?
Yes.
So no, we are not going to bring this to action. We're going to bring in those women that have, you know, all these type of positions that I have a friend, right? For example, she's one of the person that was highlighted. She started working at the Yankees as a coordinator, and then she became to be a director. And and we highlighted that,
Right.
because she had escalated and she grew within her time.
Right.
I have other friends that came.
And she looked fabulous doing it. That's the whole point.
Yes. And they because
But
fashion.
professionally.
Correct.
Right,
But
right.
professionally, there's other women that have escalated to become
And professional doesn't
head
mean that you have to
and
wear a suit
director.
either. Tampoco. I'm going with you with the fashion, right? Because I was looking
Correct.
at your blog and I'm going, I like the empowerment aspect, and I saw the women. We know Dawn Diaz. We've had Dawn Diaz. I was
Yes.
actually the
It's
first
just-
madrina of the Milagros Walk.
Really? I
Yes,
was there.
yes.
I was the one that coordinated
Yeah,
it.
I was the first madrina, though. The first one that
Right, in 2012.
Yeah, I guess I was there. I'm like, eesh,
I was
don't,
there.
Don't quote me on years.
How come I don't remember you? That is so funny.
I was the one with the indigenous style dress, and I had a sash that said madrina. How could you not see me?
I was the coordinator. How can I miss you? But then again, of course, that was what, 4 years ago? So let's
all
be
good.
clear. We
It's
don't
all-
remember anything. How bad is that? Let's just play like that.
It's all good. It's all good, though. It's all good. The idea is that we're coming full circle, and we're associated with the same women who are out there sending out that same message.
And there's so many
with the
others.
motivational speaking, and of course looking fabulous and looking stylish in the process. I was checking out your gear, because I'm like, I was getting nervous when I have fashion bloggers. I'm like, are they going to be looking
Your
at
hair
me
is intact,
like,
your makeup
scoping
is
me out?
intact, but you're Latina. So that's what describes Latina, right?
Right, right.
We are taught to always be prepared.
Right.
And we are taught to always look nice. Like my aunt always told to me, your nail has to be done, your hair, before you leave your house, fix your hair.
Right. Yes,
Even my
yes.
mom, where's your makeup? I said, Mom.
Yeah.
Over it.
No, and you're beautiful. You're beautiful.
you.
So
Likewise.
thank you. We're just gonna sit here and compliment each other, everybody. No, okay. But the conversation really that we're having today is, and I hope that for those of you watching, that you don't really need to wear the tight jeans and the, what do they call those lower things, that the ones that,
Lowriders.
whatever that style, low riders, yeah, eso mismo, the low riders, with the chichos hanging out. It's like, even if you don't have chichos, for me, it's still not sexy. You don't really need to reveal all of that to I guess, feel good about yourself, right? I work with a lot of young ladies and individuals, and we had an event that we needed to attend a couple of days ago, and both of them, one came in with a really short skirt, and the other one came with this long thing, and to them, they thought they looked professional. She had her abs out and everything. I'm like, I got to tell you, ladies, I could walk around like that too, but I'm not really looking for that kind of attention, right? Mm-hmm. And so I think the conversation that we're having loans itself to that. And I hope for those that are watching understand it's not about judgment. It's just about how you want people to perceive you.
Correct. And my father was the one that taught me this is the way that you have to dress if you're going to work in corporate America. And that's something that I've been working since I was 15. And he was the one that taught me how to dress. Don't wear it too tight and don't wear it too loose. It has to be fitted.
Right. I'm not a corporate America type of individual. I wear all kinds of crazy stuff. I have a Piccadilly style, but I would like to think that my style is unique without being too revealing, know. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll wear evening gowns, that show a little sign de vez en cuando, but in general, it isn't necessary to have to show everything you got.
No, it's not. No.
And again, with that also comes this question of how you think of yourself and what you feel about yourself, because that's how can I say, that is the
Keeps you whole.
Well, it does keep you whole, but I'm talking about like your
self-identity.
Your outside is a representation of your inside. There's a term I was looking for, but I couldn't find it. So, in saving time and not fishing for it, the idea is that what you show and is how you perceive yourself, and of course, in turn, how the rest of the world will perceive you.
And that's very important, and and it says that in I'm Christian, and I not only do I sit down with the youth on a one-to-one basis, and I try to direct them. Well, from my experience learning, everyone, when I was in my teenage years, I had people that would always, guide me. Mm-hmm. So what better way to pay it back to the youth that do not have any direction, don't know where to sit down. And a lot of my team members also do that. And what better way to do that, to keep on moving it forward. So I think that that's very important.
It is
I
important.
think it's very important because a lot of the times we don't know where we headed, but only God knows, right?
Right.
And there's a destiny for each and one of us, but He always connects us to the proper like people, so they could be able to be in our lives temporarily, permanently, or seasonal.
Right. That's the
And,
way
you
it
know,
goes. And
and
it's
what
nice that
better
you,
way to do that?
No, it's nice that you
So-
have a platform that they can actually go and reference on their own time and scroll through at their leisure and figure out what it is that they can obtain to assist them on their journey.
And how could they identify their stories with our
Exactly.
stories? I'm sure it wasn't easy for you to become where you are today. There was a process,
Oh,
and
yeah.
the process, no one wants to pay the price. in
No.
other words.
Everyone
Everyone wants
they only see the
everything
glam
microwave,
style. Well,
right?
they see the glam style. I'm like, oh yeah, I just poof. TV came to me. They're wrapping me up. Ay.
They
They're
didn't know
wrapping
that
me up. They're wrapping
they
me
did
up.
not know that there was, training.
Yeah.
It was very
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
a process to be where you are,
Yeah.
or even for me to be where I am today.
Yes.
It was a process, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. There's a process for each one of those executive entrepreneurial women to be where they are. They started interning, then they went to school,
Right.
then they got training.
There's a process, but
So
they were
there's a
able to
process,
build
but
up.
they were able
To
and
build up and get to a destination, and you showcase those ladies on your website. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sorry, Florista. They're wrapping me up. They're seriously wrapping. They came in and hard wrapped me, and I could sit here and talk about this all day.
All day,
but I
yes.
just wanted, before we go, I just want to make sure that people know where to go to read more on this wonderful blog that you designed.
So they could go to www.bellasfashionistas.com. They could also follow us on social media. We are on Twitter, on Facebook, and also on Instagram.